All right, good morning, beautiful people. Look at all these bright, sunshiny faces on a Sunday morning. Everyone is probably still very much on a summit high, which is awesome because that will definitely take us through to the end of the year, right? That's our goal. We want to have that energy to push through to the end of the year, because then when January comes, and it's always a fresh start in January. So we were chatting, the leaders and those of us that were at the event here locally on the weekend, and I was like, well, we always, like, Clarissa and I've always kind of hosted these really informal Sunday hangouts, and it's a chance for everyone to hop on, ask questions, share what their focus is, those sorts of things. And we have so many amazing trainings that happen that, that we have access to. Like, Christina has all of the trainings in the Empower Squad Hub. You have access to the Empower Squad University. You have access to the Team Uproar University. And then you have like the formal trainings throughout the week where you have our daily hustles. You have access to the National Wake Up Call. There's just so many Beachbody Champions trainings. But this is a really informal place where you can ask questions on some of those things that you want to then run with. Right. So I heard this is what I'm going to focus on. So normally how I always started our Sunday hangouts was I would share kind of my focus for the week. And then I would ask the coaches that are on the hangout to share, like, what are you going to do? What's your focus for the week? We have 6:45 launching officially tomorrow for customers. Some of us are starting 6:45 tomorrow. We just had this amazing access to all of these trainings at Summit. So what are the one or two things this week that we're going to run with, so that all of the information that we took in doesn't become shelf help, right? Shelf help doesn't help us move forward in life. It really, really doesn't. So my focus today is I have 150 something follow-ups that I need to work on. I won't all get them all done today because I'm traveling today. So I will probably break them up into 3 days and do 20 or 30 a day or something like that, just so that and that will take me to next Sunday, so that I'm consistent, but that I'm getting a little bit done each week. The other thing is I'm going to be really, really talking about 6:45. We filmed a video, what is coaching video yesterday. So Christina, Tiffany, Clarissa, myself, and Estelle filmed, and it's like 5 minutes and it's bang on, and we're going to post it on IGTV. And the reason that we want to keep it on Instagram is if you're talking to people on Instagram, then you just send them the link to that, right? The other thing is that you can do, you'll be welcome to post it. We can share the video with you as well. The other thing that you can do with, if you don't have 10,000 followers yet, you know how like there's a swipe up feature? You can swipe up feature to any of your own videos, right? So if it's already there on your IGTV, you can link a video that you do that you're sending or into your stories. You can have that swipe up. So just creative ways of getting like what the coaching opportunity is. And I really hope that you kind of dig deep on this one. And one of the activities that Christina did over Summit that got me really emotional, and like I was covered in goosebumps, was like to write out what coaching has done for you, right? And some of you may be here for 2 weeks. Some of you may be here like Clarissa and I are now 6.5 years in this business. And the number one thing that coaching has done for me is it's made me a better human. And that to me is like, holy cow, like I just got goosebumps all through my head just saying that. I am a better human being because of every single one of you, whether you're 5 days into this journey or 5 years into this journey, right? You have impacted my life in so many ways. The fact that you believed in your mentor and your mentor believed in them, and then you start showing up for you. And it's just that massive domino effect. And because of all of you, I strive to be a better human every day. So that thinking, like really digging deep about why you're in this. Sam, I'm going to kind of like call you out a little bit here in a really good way. But we've known Sam. Clarissa used to work with Sam's mom at daycare. And so we've known Sam for, Clarissa's known her longer than I have. I've known her for 8 years. But to see Sam's journey of like, you know, when you look back at a picture of yourself and you were in a really not great phase of your life, and you can see that that spark is just not there, and that internal like glow is not there. And in the, what you just did, workout 71 yesterday of Morning Meltdown 100, in that 71 workouts, Sam, like the light that we see inside of her, that's what this is, right? That like spark that's there. It's like a whole different version of your beautiful self. I think, I don't know why I think of this, because I know it's not really a good analogy, but I think of Shrek when he's like, ogres are like onions, onions have layers, and then you're like peeling off those layers. So, okay, so I'm gonna stop talking. That's kind of what I would kick it off, like 5 or 10 minutes, just like what my focus is. So follow up, focus on 645. And I'm gonna get my coaching video up ASAP so that I can start sharing that with other people. What is your top takeaways from Summit? What are you going to run with this week? Okay, so this is where you come off mute. There's no formal slides or anything like that. And you share what your goal, your focus is this week, and just top takeaways from Summit. Okay, who's going first? Christina's going first.
Just while the babies come, I'll share my time. First of all, Summit was so amazing. I freaking love you guys so much. See, look, she's already coming. Come, London, look. Look who's here. All the ladies. It's the Empower Squad.
Hi, London. Mwah.
Had the most remarkable team, not only with the babes locally, but all the ladies that were hopping on, like Tanya and Lavanya and Marlene, like seeing you guys on the link and just showing up. That was incredible to see you just like rep and dedicate yourself and be there with us. So that was so amazing. I obviously love Summit. It was my 8th event, game changer for my life. Yesterday I was like lying in the bath and I was like, okay, how am I gonna sum up to my social media like what coaching or Summit means to me? And it's like, it's just life-changing. Like, how do you put into words something that is so life-changing? So I hope you guys feel that way. And the other thing is I hope you guys like watch the stories and stuff, especially at Celebration. If you're around me, I was bawling. Like I was like hyperventilating, bawling because it was just so cool to see the potential for every single one of us. Like any one of you could be on that stage, hitting Premier, hitting Elite. And like, I was crying just because I saw the potential in every single woman that was around me, and like how one day you guys are going to be that one that's changing 100 lives or helping that challenger lose 100 pounds or whatever it is. And just, it's just so cool to see. So I love Summit. I just wanted to give one little tip. I'm doing 645 this week. It's actually my 3rd week on, starting tomorrow. My only tip is when Tamara was saying we made this little 5-minute video, you guys could all use this 5-minute video, put it on your IGTV, but I have a really good tip for you. And I gave this tip to Tiffany yesterday because she's like, you know, she's like, how can I share my story a little bit more with like people that are following me, especially like for you guys that may not be in the video and you're like, why would I share a video that I'm not in? So here's what you can do. You can take this video of the 5 leaders sharing 5 minutes of what coaching is, but you can add 5 minutes to the beginning of you sharing your story. So you could be like, hey guys, welcome to this IGTV. I'm going to be breaking down my story, why I love coaching, and then I'm going to finish it off with my 5 best friends and leaders that also run the Empower Squad with me, and they're going to share their 2 cents too, since they've been doing this a little bit longer than me. And then you can share your story of how you found coaching. Then you can add that 5-minute video at the end. So obviously you would have to use like iMovie or some sort of like editing app. She wants Coco Melon, surprise. If you're with her this weekend, Coco Melon's her favorite. But anyways, that was just an idea. Don't feel like you can't use these pictures and can't utilize all these things that we did, because we did it for you. We did it so that we can all use it. So I'm going to be popping in the group all these group pictures that we made, all group pictures from past summits too. And I really encourage you to utilize those to your advantage and create that FOMO. Even if you're not in the picture, there's so many pictures that they're not even. Floss messaged me yesterday. Send me all the pictures from Summit. And it's because she's going to use them, even though she's not in the pictures, because she can still post that this is her team, this is her tribe, this is her family. So don't feel intimidated by that. Know that we're here for you, with you, encouraging you, and creating these tools for you too. So that's all I want to share. And then I'll come back to London here.
Yeah, I think you can create serious FOMO, and you can talk about how next year you are going to be with your team, and how, you know, we were local, but Lena hosted an event in Florida where there were like 5 coaches that got together, and how it's just going to grow, and how you're so excited about joining the squad next year in St. Louis. So, all right, who's going next? Takeaways from Summit, goals for the week. Don't all speak at the same time. I'm gonna start calling.
Okay, hi. I just had to get my dog out of my kids' room. I just woke up, so just remind me. My focus for the week is nutrition, focusing on nutrition, chatting about to all my clients to see if they've actually even watched any of the nutrition videos, and kind of getting them to start back at basic, as well as myself. And I have tons and tons of follow-ups that I've kind of been building relationships with until I was officially coaching. So I have a lot of conversations that I have to get back into. And that will be my focus for the week.
Awesome. I love that you're focusing on nutrition. That video, one of the videos from Summit, the lady was talking about how, right, she didn't work out for a year. She just focused on nutrition. And like her transformation was insane. So wherever you are on your journey right now, like honor that. And I know I got that from Summit about being kind, meeting people where they are on their journey, motivating people by motivating ourselves too, right? Like they're watching what we're doing. And if we're not showing up for ourselves, even with nutrition, nobody's going to join us. So we have to show up for us first.
Yeah, that was definitely what got me back on that. Because like when we had to write down on a piece of paper what our block was, and mine was, what I ripped up, it was regaining all the weight that I had originally lost. Because when I first started this, I lost like 40 pounds and then went on a bunch of medication and stuff, and basically gained most of it back. So that was something that was kind of making me feel inauthentic, like in asking people to do this with me. I'm like, well, who the hell am I to do this? But so I'm going to jump right back in as if I am my own challenger, starting with nutrition and getting all that going as well. So I think that will be beneficial for myself and being relatable to my challengers that just are not really doing it.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Crystal. Who else? Takeaways, focus. Margot, you know I'm going to call on you. You have to know I'm going to call on you. We cannot have a call without Margot talking.
Well, I was trying to let everybody else speak, but you're all a bunch of wusses. Come on, everybody talk.
All right.
No, I was, as every summit, that whether it's from far away or local, like I just get so full of energy, and I come home, and yesterday my head is spinning. I've got a marketing and advertising type background and events and stuff like that, so I'm thinking, and I want to do it all right now, so I've got to slow down, because then I verbal diarrhea, or I didn't yesterday, but I could do that. So calm down, take it one step at a time. But this morning, even I reached out to a couple. I have one woman I haven't spoken to since 2017. And I noticed she was, you know, how you can tell when they're on Facebook, their little green dot is beside their name. And she said, oh my God, I can't believe you reached out to me. I went for this RCMP training, but I hurt my hip. So they sent me home and I've gained 30 pounds and I really need you. And I'm like, well, there you go. So I'm going to meet with her. She wants to meet today. And this is a woman I haven't spoken to for, well, 2017. So 4 years. So it's just a matter of, I don't know, just starting a conversation. And it had nothing to do with Beachbody or anything. It was just literally, I listened to her. Well, what are you feeling? What did you do? How did you do that? She's had 2 kids. Like, it's just sort of relating and then building a trust, because I don't really know this woman, but I will obviously now get to know her. She sent me her phone number and we're going to talk today. And then I've got another woman who I worked with at J. Walter Thompson, who's a friend of both myself and Max. And she wants to talk today. So, and that little video that I look like seasoned professional in, thank God, where we, going down the line. And Christina, thank you so much. You make me look like I know what the hell I'm doing. So, but that has sparked a little bit of interest as far as, how much fun, basically those images and stuff that we have from this. And yes, Tamara, as you said, even if you're not in the images, blast them out, blast them out, blast them out. We've just gone through almost 2 years of COVID. We've gone through devastation, news, fires, like just all this stuff. And those messages of positivity and hope and encouragement and support and all that stuff, it will reach certain people and some people it won't, but it doesn't matter. You're doing nothing but good by sending out that message, seriously. So don't use them, even if you weren't there. Use the group photos, use everything that we have, because it's so needed even now. So there you go. And what am I going to do this week? I'm just going to sign up about 5 or 10 more coaches. That's all.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And for those of you that are new, like newer, I want you to really, really, really track your conversations. If someone engages with you in a conversation, write their name down and follow up with them regularly. We have a lady that we have been talking to for, I think, since the beginning of us coaching, that I'm now texting with, and she's watching all of our stuff. And she is so excited to get started. And she's already in fitness, like her page is unbelievable, but it took her 5+ years to be ready because she had to be, it was her timing on her journey. So please do not write people off if they're like, no, just write down their name, keep showing up for you, keep sharing what we're doing, and people that are meant to be here will be here.
I am so ready now. Ready to go. And it follows very nicely on what Margot has said and what you mentioned. Okay, so 2 really big things for me, and then a third one that I think, I just need to, it's not going to be hard. Just like, go ahead and do it. Okay, so the first one, the realness of all of this is what I took away from Summit. And this is coming from somebody who's just joined as a coach in May. And that is part of my own personal development story, because you go through something, and I've always had the imposter syndrome in everything that I've done. And so whatever I start, I'm like, is this real? Is this real? I had a transformation. I had recognition from my coaches. I had all the wonderful things, but I was still like, is this real? Is this real? Is this real? And I told the girls that I was sitting with, and Christina, when you were saying that you were blubbering, I actually, after the stories, I went to the bathroom by myself for 5 minutes and just cried. I was like, I just need to cry because of the realness of this. And then Clarissa asked me afterwards, she's like, so why did you cry? I'm like, I don't know, I just feel emotional. And then when I left afterwards, I'm like, it's because I think I finally sense how real this is. So coming from someone who's been a coach for 2 months and who's always dealt with the imposter syndrome, I think I took away from Summit that this is very real, and the support is amazing. So that was the first thing. The second thing for my focus for this week, and I took a step and did this. One question that I had for Clarissa and Tamara a couple weeks back on one of these hangouts was, everybody keeps saying send invitations. Like, who are we sending these invitations to? How are we connecting with people we don't know? Do you just go add friend? Like, what do you do? And, they talked about groups and they talked about hashtags. And so my puppy, I'm sure in the little time you guys have known me, you've seen the little puppy everywhere. So I joined a Sharanian group and I was like, hi, I'm Shiloh. I like to stick my head out the window, chew on shoes, and work out with my human. And then I just put pictures of him and then a picture of him next to me working out. And I actually had like this page that's usually like people just stalking each other, had like a ton of likes already. So I was like, oh, okay. And like some comments, and I'm going to just like randomly connect with people on the comments. So that was something. And then my third thing is to talk about 645. So, but that's just something. Yeah.
I love it. That is awesome. So Tiffany and Circling, you just hopped on. Good morning, beautifuls. So we're just kind of going over our takeaways from Summit and what we're going to run with this week. So you don't all have to talk, but I encourage you all to share. Who's next?
Well, I'll go, girl.
Oh my goodness.
Buddy, I had so much fun with all you bosses. Woo woo! I spilled my coffee. No, honestly, I was really like, it's something I've been looking forward to. I didn't have any expectations, but not that that was a bad thing or a good thing at all. I mean, I was looking for a long time before I met Christina, looking for a community of just women like you guys. I just think you guys are just very accepting, non-judgmental, zero drama. I mean, obviously things come up, but I feel like anything that has, it's been taken care of very professionally. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to move forward. The tactics and strategies that you guys have that you work together with is like off the charts. You guys are always up on the move on the new and coming and media strategies, which is like extremely helpful because I think that's where a lot of people get stuck and feel like that, they can't do this, but that's not true. Like you totally can. Everything's been taught, everything's in the videos and lots of training. And I just feel like that is just something that you cannot, what's the word I'm looking for? Fall into. Well, it's just like, yeah, I'm just really happy to be on this team and I'm very, very grateful. And I had an amazing time at Summit and I'm really looking forward to like traveling outside of BC. But I met some beautiful babes and there's lots of plans moving forward and I'm super excited to get those going. Thank you, Maxine. We have to talk. But that's my biggest takeaway. I hope that resonates.
It totally does, right? It's I remember someone saying once about like the overwhelm. No, it was Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins talks about how overwhelm and excitement are the exact same chemical reaction in your body. Like the exact same release of hormones and endorphins. It's exactly the same. And so you can take all of the information that comes your way and you can feel overwhelmed by it, or you can take it and you can be like, holy Toledo, look at all the support and amazingness that is in my life. You don't have to do everything like Margot was saying. Like, I'm sure we're all walking away from Summit being like, wow, what are we doing? Like, there's all these ideas and things floating around. So write them all down, like spend a few minutes and just write down everything, like do a massive brain dump of stuff that you want to do and pick one and run with it, right? And then do another one so that it's not like you're doing it all at once and feeling like you're spreading yourself too thin. You want to focus, you want to run with that one thing and then add on and then add on and then add on. So I love it. I love it, Tiff. So much fun. And I learned many things from you this weekend. Many things.
Like what? Like what?
Yeah, like what?
Like what? Well, I never would have drank pickle juice before in my life. That just would not. I love pickles, but to actually drink the juice is not something I would have thought of. No, there's way more things that I learned from you. I love, my biggest thing from like being in a group like this is I love learning other people's perspectives, right? And the energy that they bring to something, because I feel like it helps me then look at something from a different perspective, and Tiff, you shared a lot about your experience with like opening your business and personal training and how you then incorporate that into what you do with your clients, like the Beachbody programs themselves and what you do with your clients. And so it was just really cool. And even the timing of it all, right? The timing of you joining coaching with COVID and things like that, and how sometimes just things happen for a reason. So yeah, it wasn't just pickle juice. That was lovely, right? That it was lovely. And we did.
There's more to come, babe.
Yeah.
More to come.
I'm ready for it now.
Why do I have a feeling she's going to be on stage getting her checks for succeeding in something, and we're all going to be going, pickle juice, pickle juice, pickle juice. And everyone will think
exactly.
people from Canada are nuts.
Maybe we'll say pickleback instead then, because people might actually know what we're talking about. So yeah.
I've
Who
got
else?
something.
Yay, Max, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm in the grocery store. So can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So I just want to start off with the pickle juice thing. So I finished off a jar of pickles yesterday. Oh
No,
man, I had a whole jar of pickle juice. I was gonna start doing shots every night before I did invites. But are you guys there?
Do it.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. So anyway, no, I guess I won't be doing shots before invites anymore. So I took away, well, once again, this team is amazing, and there's a reason why Mary Jo, Margot, and I jumped teams, and it was so worth it. And I just want to thank you guys, first of all, for all that you did to put it together this weekend. And I can't wait for next year for us all to be together in St. Louis. So I took away the nutrition part. So the one speaker that I really got a lot out of was the one that focused on the nutrition. So I've decided and wanted to kind of put this out here to everybody on the team. I'm going to start a BOD group and nutrition only group. For those that know me, I do have a bit of a nutrition background, and I'm very passionate about it. And so I feel like this would be a great way for me to use those skills especially with the way we've improved the nutrition plus program with intermittent fasting, which is something that I do believe works for a lot of people. So I think that it really becomes everything for us as coaches. But I think a nutrition only, my particular age group, is somebody that may not want the workouts, but they really need the nutrition. And as we're coming out of COVID, I really believe there's so many people, they may want to be going back to the gyms, and I don't want to lose those people that have the COVID, weight gain, and I want to draw them in. And with the additional 30-minute workouts that we have, there's Let's Get Up, so there's dancing, there's 9-week Control Freak, and then there's going to be the 645. So there's enough fitness on it to give them a bit of a taste of what we have on our platform, with the focus being nutrition. So that is my focus, is to start reaching out and talking a little bit more about a nutrition only BOD group. So I want to put that out there, that I would like to start that. And, obviously the more people we have in it, makes it just that much more successful, I think. So that is my focus, is nutrition and sending out an invite, at least one.
So Max,
I'm
can
done.
I just ask a quick question?
Of course.
Because one of the things that I don't love about BOD groups, and it's not even that I don't love it, it's that if you added all of us and then made us admin, it's like a whole bunch of coaches. So
Right.
Are you okay if, like, say we have clients, because I mean,
Yes,
I definitely want
absolutely.
in. If we send your clients' email addresses, can you invite them to the group?
Of course. Absolutely.
Okay, because I'd like you to be like the admin, you and right? You were going to focus on that. I'd like you to be the admin of that, and then our people can, if we have people. Thank you. That's so awesome. I'm so excited. So definitely want in, 100%.
Max,
Thanks for
I'm so
running with
excited
that.
for that too, because I feel like all of us come across those people that just want nutrition. And if you do this with Max and just like be a participant, but then you add in your client, like right away, my sister, like I think of my sister who needs, or my mom, or my other, just my 3 family members in my immediate family only want to focus on nutrition. That's a perfect place for them. And can I just add something? Our team is about collaboration. Like Maxine and Tiffany and I were like thinking about doing a live boot camp here now. once a month for the entire Empower Squad. Sorry, I kind of put that out there. But like, it's all about collaboration, and Maxine stepping up as a leader and being like, I'm going to put this together. You guys are all welcome. Tamara, you know, opening up her Q&A this Sunday to our entire team, and now us all participating together. Do you know how more powerful this is together? So take initiative like that. Like, there's nothing I love more than seeing the leaders like Max be like, I'm doing this, but you guys are all a part of it too. And, you know, we're just stronger together. And I just think that's so amazing. So like, don't be afraid to collaborate, to reach out, to participate in these things. Like, now that Tamara's doing this every Sunday, do you know that every coach that you sign up in the future can now hop on Sunday mornings and ask questions to not only Tamara, but me or Tiffany or all of us? Like, it's awesome. Our scientist, Sam, we totally shouted you out on that 5-minute influencer video, by the way. We're like, we have a scientist on our team.
I'm here to answer any science questions you guys have. Think of me as your Empower Squad Bill Nye. Like, if I don't have the answer, I will find the answer from a source that you will, you know, really love. So
absolutely, man. Like, the qualities that each one of you possess, and the strengths and the beauty and the stories and like everything we have as a team is remarkable. And how we're going to take our team to the next level is that collaboration. Because this isn't a one-person show. This is like, you're going to only go so far running your social media and doing your own thing. So you have this opportunity to be part of this like mission, this like purpose, this movement. So like, the more we just lean in together, we're just going to crush it. I'm so excited. So Max, yes, I'm on board. I'm adding people.
I'm so
100%.
excited
And
for
I
that.
also think what will happen with like, even with these, like the Sunday morning hangouts, is maybe like an idea for another group comes up, and like, say Michelle and Ashley connect outside and they start running with it. I think it's going to really encourage people to kind of step up and realize that they don't have to do it all themselves. And then they'll connect with other people here that maybe are in the same similar place in their journey, and they can run. So I love that. I absolutely love it.
I can see from the perspective again of someone who's coming into this, and when I talk to people about this, about the connectivity, about connections that we make with other people, there's always this reservation. There's always like, oh, do you just say that because social media is about connecting with like a million people? And I don't. These are all amazing points for me to demonstrate demonstrate how we stay connected to each other. Like, by having Max as the admin person, I could be like, oh, we have a coach with a nutrition background who's running a nutrition group. That's, I connect you to her specifically. And other resources that people make available are examples of how we can, I'm trying not to use the word connect again, but connect.
Connection. Can I share one more little example, because we're kind of talking about it and I just want to like really make it clear. Even though you're not a personal trainer, or maybe you're not a mom, or maybe you're not a scientist, or maybe you're not a teacher, does not mean you can't use that story. So like, all the time I come across personal trainers now, and we've always had personal trainers on the team, but Tiffany's like in my day-to-day life because we are growing together. She's literally in my living room. But like, you guys didn't know that. She's literally in my house right now. But like, I use that example. I never got my personal training, even though I wanted to before I started coaching. Similar to Tamara, I wanted to be a personal trainer and spend 10 grand going to school. And like, instead I was like, why would I do that when I could spend $150 and grow the same, even more successful of business? The point is, use the other people as examples. Use me as an example. Oh, we have a breastfeeding mama that, I have a lot of things to share about. But, use Tiffany. Like, we have a personal trainer that after COVID decided she wanted to go virtual and same with Maxine. Like, she has the exact same story, went virtual with her personal training. Or Margot, who is like a total professional and does this, how you can explain it better, but like, incorporates this into her work and does things at her workplace. Like, she literally works out at her workplace with her colleagues. Like, there's so many examples. So the best way that you're going to hear these stories is by being on calls like this, and obviously getting to know each other. But like, you're not just your story, you're the Empower Squad story. So use those to your advantage.
I love what you said in the real Christina of like, we are the Empower Squad, right? Like that's what it is. And one of the things that impacts me so much is like, I always heard that, you know, social media can be so negative, and social media, and I've never experienced it in 6.5 years, other than like weird messages that I block, because I'm not looking for it, right? And it's that whole abundant mindset. You don't have to be the nutrition expert, because we've got nutrition experts on the team that can help you. And so when you have that abundant mindset of like, I know in Zumba, so like I'm looking at Michelle and I'm looking at Sergaline, there's this like, oh, they're going to steal my participants, right? They're going to steal. No way that I'm recommending that person go to that class, because she's going to steal my participants. And that's just awful, right? It's that lack mindset. When you have that, I would happily, if I lived in the same cities as Michelle and Sergaline, I would be like, ladies, you need to check these two babes out because they are unreal. And they're going to send people my way, and we just do that. And that's what I love about this community, is that you don't have that like it's like that whole here's my spot and do not come in my spot, right? Like we were talking about that at Summit. And it's such a different you want to see my pants? Sorry, I just looked at the chat and I was like,
pants with their camera on.
oh. I was like, they're just blue. Yeah, blue Lululemons, because that's what I wear. Anyway, sorry, Tiff. Anyway, so that was more of just like kind of bringing that perspective of abundance. So, okay, who else? Takeaways from Summit, questions, things you're going to run with this week. Anyone else want to go?
I'll go.
Ashley.
So I've been looking back on a lot of my memories on Instagram that, you know, from 3 years ago when I started, and I'd get really emotional just looking at my own stories, and I'd be like, wow, like, where's that girl? Like, where, you know, and I'll lose myself in a lot of stuff. And so with 645, since Matt's going to be starting it with me, and this will be like the longest, like this will definitely be a challenge for him, that I need to get back to what it's like to be a challenger too, and especially with Summit and hearing all those stories. So I just need to get back to like how that felt and being my most authentic self that I can. So especially even when I'm posting how I'm really feeling about things, or, you know, whether it's through my workout journey or through my life with my workout journey or whatever it is. And nutrition is definitely a big part of that. And that's definitely a big struggle with Matt too. So I think it's just getting back to where it all started for me personally for like these next 90 days, and to just run with it. And it's just crazy looking back at those memories where I'm like, wow, like I don't know who that is, or like where'd that come from, you know? So I think that's like the biggest thing that's getting me going. And then hearing everybody else in here talking about where they've started, and, you know, how they're implementing their real life into how they want to grow, you know, our squad and build up each other. And when I saw all of those pictures and all those reels that everybody was showing where you guys in Canada, I was like, where's my plane ticket? Like, where's my plane ticket? I need to go and be with these people. And I'm like, are the borders open? Can I go do this yet? Like, I need to go do this. And like, it just really made me feel even more invested in myself, in this team, and just all kinds of hope. So I think, like I said, the biggest thing is just getting back to like where it all started and hoping for the best. So yeah.
I love that, Ash. We have to be our best client, right? We have to be our best challenger. So, and on that note of plane tickets, who got their Summit ticket? This girl did. That's right, $135, non-refundable, because I am going to St. Louis. Here we come.
This
right?
is
Sergeline, how
bird,
far
right?
is St. Louis from you? I don't know if she heard. Sergeline, how far is St. Louis from you?
Oh, I would have to make sure you were speaking to me. Oh, I don't know.
Okay. We have to put in Google Maps.
Yeah,
You're
I
in
have to find
Atlanta,
out.
right? Are you in Atlanta?
I'm in Atlanta, yeah.
And
So
then-
I have to find out, but either way, it has to happen.
Can you imagine?
It's gonna happen.
We can do a Zumba routine.
Yes. Oh, that would be so fun.
Has to be
I'm
soca,
down
my
with it.
friend. Has to be
Yes.
soca.
Can I say something from Ashley? Ashley, I just want to touch on reliving the past a little bit and know that we can never copy what we had once before. But I want you to know that the understanding the difference is like vital. But I want you to maybe focus on like a new journey, a new you, because that's like that's the definition of insanity, right? Is like trying to relive something that was once before. Is that right? Insanity, right?
Yeah.
So I know we can get really caught up in the past, whether it's like once was, whether it was positive or negative, but we don't want to live in the past anymore because that was behind us. And I resonate a lot with you because I have pictures of myself. And actually I was sharing with MJ, and we were looking at pictures of us years ago and our sad faces where we were pretending to be happy. And that was like, I'm like, who is this person? Like, I don't even know who this person is anymore. And honestly, that was a long time ago, and I never want to see that woman again. But I really encourage you, don't give up, that feeling, that difference that work towards gaining a new feeling, a better one, because you're not the same person anymore, whether you're not doing as good or as you were before. Like, who cares? Tomorrow's a new day. Let's get you on track. Okay. Don't worry about what once was. You're amazing. You're amazing now, and you're going to be amazing tomorrow. Every day is a new day. That's all I want to say.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. It's definitely more of a new chapter of a new me, like 100%. And I just wanted to thank you for reinforcing that. And no, I will not go back to an older version of me. I'll go blooming into an even more authentic, awesome, better version of me. And don't plan on going insane anytime soon. So
You know what I really encourage people to do is when you find those pictures, thank that person, because that version of you got you to where you are today, right? And without that version of you, you wouldn't be where you are today. So I when I look back at those insane pictures I have of me where there is no sparkle inside, where I actually look, one of the pictures that I recently shared on my social, I think I was 28. And I look older then than I do now, and I just turned 46. So it's thanking that person for having the courage to just get up every day, right, and to keep going. And I know I'm going to shout Crystal out right now, Margot, because your post that you just did about your letter to your pre-baby self, right? It's that sort of stuff, like honoring the journey of who you are and wanting more for life and showing up every day just that little bit better. Have any of you ever worked out and just cried at the end of your workout? Like just that release of emotions? Take a picture of that and thank that person for pushing through that workout, because that's going to connect with someone else that is like, holy shit, I need that release in my life. Like, it's not about the beautiful sweaty selfies. It's about sharing that part of who we are. So I don't know who we just lost, but I don't want to lose anyone else before we take a picture. So can we take a picture? I have to turn it sideways because there's so many of us on right now. Smile. Cheese. I love all the babies. One of my favorite things about the video that we made is that London comes into the video, because then you get to see that it's fully like embracing. Oh, it was Allie.
Can I get one too? Can you guys smile? Because I literally am so slow with this stuff. Look,
Allie,
London.
we're doing a picture.
Cheese. Wait, ready? 1, 2. She's like, no.
I want the phone. Anyone else want to share before we, Clarissa, did you want to say anything?
And I'm just in such a like summit high. I'm a little bit sad that's over. It's like my favorite event of the year. And when Christina did the first opening, the session, I think just before opening session, she asked us to write what coach meant for us. And I wrote my little note here. It's just, for me, it's just like freedom in all aspects of my life. And then she put Tony Robbins, and I just started bawling. Like, that's how I started my summit, just bawling. And like so much gratitude for everything that coaching has done for me, the community. I love the community. It's like one of my favorite parts, like such a social butterfly. I remember going to the gym, like not really working out, but just being there to talk and go to sit in the massage chair. And now I have all of you beautiful ladies. So this is just like freaking phenomenal for me. And I cannot wait to see you all live in St. Louis, like to see Michelle, to see Andressa, to see, you know, our coaches from far away watching. It was just like, oh my goodness, this is just freaking phenomenal. And it's because we said yes, 2015, that we have now this amazing family. And like so many things that go through my head during summit. And just like then Christina with watching like Top Coach and her daughter doing like the kind of flash mob there. And I was like, Christina, it's gonna be Canada. We're gonna be out there on the stage for you, and we're gonna be celebrating our elite because that's our goal. So just like, oh my goodness, just so amazing emotions. And meeting all the new coaches that came to Summit, having Sam there was so special for me because she's like, I feel that she's part of my family. She's like my sister. And oh my goodness, so many things, amazing things. And of course, I think about when it goes to Brazil, then I'm gonna have actually my real family there too. Yeah, it just blows my mind. I freaking love this, everything about coaching, and I love you all. So well said. So well said.
Yeah, there's going to be some serious tears next summit when I get to hug like Michelle and Sergeline and Ashley and like the people and Allie, you know, and actually get to meet you. And Jasmine, like serious, like, just so you know, I'm going to warn you now, a year in advance, I am a big hugger. Okay? So you have to brace yourself for that.
Oh, I just wanted to say too, because this is my 8th summit, but my first one, sorry, my baby just wants boob the whole day. Boob day. I only went to my first summit a year and a half into my coaching business. What, London? So I only met my mentor in person a year and a half after I signed up, and I was a 1-star diamond. So don't feel intimidated if like you haven't met your mentor, you haven't met anyone else on the team. Like, you can crush it. You can show up next year as like a top coach on the Empower Squad, and us just all be celebrating together. Like, the hard work starts now. And just know our vision is not just to have a big Vancouver team. Our vision is for like each one of you guys in your city where you live to have a huge Empower Squad team. Like, we want to take over the world, basically.
Yes, Christina.
Like, you know, like I no reason why we cannot have a huge Empower Squad team in every city.
I think we need to choreograph to Who Runs the World. That needs to be our song, right? Yeah. Sergeline, Michelle, and I will work on it. We got this. We got this. So, anyone else want to share before we hop off? Next week, I know Christina won't be on next week, but Tanya, you're going to share? Okay.
Yes, sorry.
No, that's totally fine. Just make sure that next week you invite your coaches to this and bring some questions. I know this one was definitely like summit high, wrapping things up, those sorts of things, but bring some questions next week too. So, Tanya.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you all. Wish I could have came down, but life took over. Sorry. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for making me feel so welcome to the team. Working really hard. The biggest impact I took away from Summit and listening to all those top trainers and leaders and coaches is that we all start at the bottom. Like we all start somewhere. We all have stories. A lot of them I could actually relate to where they started from. And nutrition. Biggest thing in my life for the last 10 years has been nutrition. I fall off that wagon so many times, go back to square one and try to start again. And I mean, I've always had the support from my family, but it's always been a struggle for me because when I have a bad day, what do I resort to? Junk food. It's always been my thing. I don't know why, can't explain it. But the biggest thing I want to work on this week is definitely continuing with my nutrition. Working really, really hard to understand the importance of nutrition. So I definitely want to join that nutrition group whenever Maxine starts it, because I would definitely love to learn more about it. Because I think that's the biggest thing I've had a hard time with is understanding the importance of nutrition. So that is my number one. And to finish this week, the Coach University, I am on module 3. I'm learning all about social media because I am not social media worthy. Like I have no clue what I'm doing half the time. I've got my
You
kids.
are worthy, Tanya. You're worthy.
Thank you. My kids are actually teaching me how to do reels and TikToks. It's pretty sad when my 11-year-old and 13-year-old can teach me how to use these things and I have no clue what I'm doing.
Anya,
but sorry, go ahead.
Off and then I'll share my little thought. I want to share something about us to the team.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you finish, love.
Oh, okay. So my biggest thing is, of course, learning how to use social media properly to actually gain clients. Like right now I've started my own little fitness club group. I know Christina is a part of it, but if anybody else would like to just share, be on the journey with me, that would be awesome. But I want to build a clientele, like even if it's just for challengers right at this point. I'm not looking to I want to set goals, yes, but I'm not wanting to just sound salesy, I guess is what I'm looking for. I think that's the problem is I don't want to sound salesy because I feel like I'm just going to, I don't know. I fail.
Can I go first, Christina? Can I share something? Focus on your journey, Tonya. And you know what? By focusing on your journey, your nutrition, like you said, you're gonna start the weight is gonna start coming off, and you're gonna start feeling amazing and so much more confidence. And you're gonna just share and people are gonna see. And that's how people get attracted to you. And I resonate so much with your story, with the nutrition. And tell yourself how you wanna feel. I struggled with nutrition my whole life. You said for the last 10 years. Since I was 14, I had eating disorders, binge eating, everything, you name it. I was in or out of the diet, always on a freaking diet. My mind was like my worst enemy. I was eating a donut. I was like, I'm going to get fat. And I got fat because I was telling myself, I'm going to get fat. So I have to change everything. And when 2B mindset came in, the containers changed my life. But when 2B mindset came in, that's when Ilana told me, eat as a treat as a treat, not as a cheat. When I start seeing a food in positive way, it changed completely for me. And then when COVID hit, I really got to focus on nutrition and really clean eating, because then we're cooking at home and all that. And I did a 3-day refresh. But tell yourself how you want to feel. I brainwash myself every freaking morning. Every freaking morning I say, I only crave foods that nourish my body. I have my dream abs. I say that every single morning with my affirmations, where I want to be in life, my goals, and everything that I want for my life and for our team. I say that every morning. So brainwash yourself. I only crave foods that nourish my body. and you're gonna get the girl. But like, say positive, only positive, how you want to feel. This is all about, otherwise you're gonna give your brain, because we have a little assistant that is like, oh, I don't want to gain the weight back. What's gonna happen? You're gonna gain the weight back. Your assistant's like, okay, gain the weight back. So we cannot say negative. We only can say how we want to feel. I want to feel amazing. I want to have confidence. I want to be gorgeous. Because I remember every Christmas I would say, oh, I'm gonna get fat over Christmas. And what happened every single year of my life until I found Beachbody? I gained weight during Christmas and New Year's. So tell how you want to feel. I resonate so much with your story. So much. So if you need, send me a message. You added me already on Facebook. Talk to me. I'm like the biggest example of nutrition and mindset. Like, I'm in the best shape of my life. So that can happen to you too, girl. Love you.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And yes, in the last 10 months since I joined, I've known Christina, well, I guess pretty much since childhood. Like, our moms are good friends. And so we grown up, lost touch, lost touch, we've all moved on, had families, all that kind of stuff, right? But I don't know what it is, but something about her story this year, just in this past year, has really resonated with a lot of things. Like, she's inspired me so much to really get my health back on track. And I floundered. Honestly, that is the biggest thing, is I was back and forth, back and forth. You can even ask her. I was back and forth. Like, I talked to her, and then I'd be like, okay, yeah, and I would do this and do this. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just because I was tired of feeling the way I was feeling, depressed, anxiety at its all-time high. But I was like, I need something that's going to, make me feel good, make me feel better about who I am inside and out, because I believe that I don't know, maybe it was the fact that I turned 40 this year. I don't know, but something clicked, and I messaged her, and it was Let's Get Up that I started with, because I was like, I love to dance. I love dancing around my living room, love dancing in the shower. I dance in my car, like, just whatever, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to start with the program and go from there. But then watching Christina and all of her success and everything, and of course this whole team, and seeing all these great events that you guys get to do and enjoy and be together, like, it felt very empowering. I mean, that's why I love the name so much. Like, I don't know, it just clicked, and I just decided, I said to Christina, I said, like, that's it. I want to do the coaching. I want to go all in. This is the time to do it. Especially, like, a lot of people have said during Summit, was online businesses are what are actually becoming a thing now.
It's the future.
Yes,
it's the future. It's the future.
Yes. So I was like, I'm going to do this. So I am definitely all in. I'm going to work my butt off. But right now, my main focus is definitely my journey, my own journey. And showing the world. I mean, that's why I made this little, it's okay, honey. That's why I made this group too, for all my friends, family, whoever wants to join, just to see my journey, to see what I'm doing for myself, and to make myself look good. I mean, even my mom has noticed. She stayed here for a week not too long ago, and she's like, I've even noticed that there's a huge change in who you are, your personality, even your body has changed, right? Like, there's just so much going on, right? So to hear that, even just from my mom, like, I mean, I know she's always supported me, but just to hear her see the change, even though she hasn't seen me in, like, I don't know, a year, it's incredible, right? Like, just, and then having, like, friends, like, that I've met over the last year say, like, you're inspiring. Like, I've had people even just want to start working out, so I've been talking with them and stuff like that, like, because apparently I've inspired them. I'm not sure how, but I have. And they're like, we just like watching how you're changing yourself, right? Like, we just love how you're become so bubbly, and you're just out there, you're willing to put yourself out there, and you're not scared of taking any judgment from anybody. I'm like, well, I think maybe it comes with age.
That's true.
Definitely my 20s and 30s, I probably would not have been that open, but yes, like I said, like, I definitely feel like it is time now, because I've gotten so much from you know, family and friends, that it's like, okay, well, if I can do it for my family and friends, then what's to say I can't do it for somebody in California or in the UK or whatever, right? Like, you know, just to find, you know, somebody else that I can inspire, right, to make their own journey, right? But
And that's
it
when
does,
that's when it becomes not selling. You're not selling,
Yeah.
you're sharing.
Sharing your
When you're
journey.
sharing your journey, you're not selling something, you're sharing your journey. Right?
That's
Which
why
is
I
why we
think
have to be our
having your
number one.
your group
and
that
I
you've
agree
put
with
together,
that.
I think it's a good experience and practice with your groups, and you can practice what it feels like just to post and not give a shit.
And
just
that's the
post.
thing, that's why I started that group, right? So like on Facebook is just because I wanted to share it with everybody, not for the fact of selling them anything or being like, oh, you know, blah, 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 blah. But it's just for the fact of wanting to, I don't know, just share the fact that if I can do this, anybody can, or whatever journey they're on in their life, right? It doesn't have to be necessarily fitness, but it could be nutrition, just nutrition. It could just be, I don't know, just feeling more comfortable in their own skin, right? Like, I know a lot of people struggle with that. And I know I'm the biggest one for that, always. Probably
You
since
could
I was a
start sharing
teenager.
like personal development books that you're reading or listening to, and you know, like that.
Yes.
That's going to help change someone too. So
Yes,
sure.
and I've had a lot of recommendations on that too, on those personal development books. And then of course, taking away from Summit, some of the leaders that what they've listened to. And I really, really liked what Christina shared on the first day, the Mel Robbins and what was the other guy?
Antonio, yeah.
Tony Robbins.
Tony? Yeah, yes.
Tony
Like,
and Mel Robbins, yes.
yes, those two, I don't know what it was, but that was definitely empowering. I like the 5-second rule. That is amazing.
How about the subtle art of not giving a fuck?
That one too. Yes. Yes. I've
So
learned
I'm gonna
turning
chime
40.
in for 1 sec because I think we're past an hour.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we are.
We're
Sorry.
gonna start wrapping up pretty soon. But you already told the story I wanted to tell. Basically, that we met when I was like 5. I'm
Yes.
31. She followed my journey for 7.5 years as a coach, and then finally pulled the plug and was like, "I gotta do this." So I think you might have signed up for something maybe in the beginning years or something. But the point is don't give up on people, and that's why every day I spend a little bit of time on my Facebook where I go through and I just like people in my world stuff, and then I go on Instagram and and it's part of my daily social media hustle to just connect with people, and just like have fun and just keep those relationships alive. And I never gave up on Tanya. Like, I knew we were going to be friends forever because our moms are best friends. And just one day, you know, something inspired her to get started, and it had nothing to do with me really. It was just, you were just ready in that moment. So don't I can just tell you, plant those seeds. That's just what I want to say. Plant seeds every single day. People say no right away. Tanya said no to me like 100 times. Right? Like like she would literally put her email down almost every single time I put a boot camp post out. Not like every few months. And you know, just wasn't ready in that moment, but you don't give up on those people. You just keep on giving them the info, giving them the details. But, you know, obviously I did not grow the business I have today by waiting on Tanya to say yes. I kept on going to the next woman I could help. Who can I help? Who can I help? Who can I help? What seeds can I plant? What seeds can I plant? Every day. I'm not even kidding. I'm like connecting with I'm probably talking to at least 5-10 people, but I'm connecting with 50 to 100 people. Like, that is how grow a social media business. That is how you grow this business, is you constantly need to be having those relationships. And then eventually, even if it's 3 months down the road or the next month or the week after, like I've had coaches where I've talked to them and 3 days later they sign up. I've had times where they waited a year. Like, so just don't be afraid to plant those seeds. That's what we do, Sam, when it comes to like the inviting, is we're connecting a lot, putting out good vibes, being a social butterfly. And then the second step is to the people you feel like you've connected with to that point, you send that invite. And then the last step is obviously the follow-up. So your secret, the thing you need to master is that funnel for yourself, that organization, like keeping your list of people and then like knowing who you're inviting and then knowing who you're following up with. But like, that's literally your business in a nutshell, is connect, invite, follow up, share your journey.
Yeah. And I've gotten my notebook and I've been writing things down since Summit and just staying on track that way. So, oh, hold on a second.
All right, ladies. Well, we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Wrap it up
It's so
here.
good to talk to all of you guys. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah. Bring your questions next Sunday. Have a wonderful week. National Wake Up Call tomorrow, and check the daily hustles in the
Woohoo!
tab this week. Okay. Love you
Bye,
all.
ladies.